Hi, I'm Liz. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to go through a short hip mobility session. So this would be perfect if you are super busy, you may have a little bit of time when you get out of bed before the day starts and you just want to get some kind of movement in. It'd be great if you worked in an office and you've got a little bit of time, maybe 10 or 15 minutes to yourself just to, get some movement happening in the body. Really important that we, throughout the day, especially if you sit a lot, if you're really sedentary, that you make time to move. And it's just going to make you feel better in general. It's going to give you more energy if you take 5-10 minutes just to hop up from your desk, do a little bit of movement. Maybe it's just go for a walk, but if you've got some space, get down on the floor and get some actual movement into the joints. Just to release some tension. It's great to release stress as well from the body and the mind. So we will get started coming onto our hands and knees. We'll do a little bit of cat-cow, knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Taking a breath in, let the belly drop down to the floor, look forward. As you breathe out, rolling up through the spine, pressing evenly through both palms. Breathing in, lower the belly down, bring the shoulder blades together. Breathing out, reversing that curve, tucking the chin and the hips. Just doing this movement with your own breath. This movement alone is perfect, so if this is all you've got time for, I recommend it. Do that 2 more times, focusing on what's happening in the body, what you feel moving. Might even feel areas of tension or tightness. I think I did that 3 times then, but that's okay. Keep the hands underneath the shoulders. You're going to bring the knees together now, lifting the feet off the floor. And we're going to go into what we call wag tail. So you're just shifting the hips from side to side. And then whatever feels good for you. So it might feel good to have the spine in a little bit of extension. So meaning you'll be pressing the hips, pressing the butt up towards the floor. The belly will be dropping down towards the floor. Sorry, the hips will be pressing up towards the ceiling. Or it might feel nice to come into a little bit of flexion. So there'd be a bit of a rounding through the lower back area. And the belly button's going to be drawing up towards the spine. So I like to find the position where I feel the most tension. And when I say tension, I don't mean that it feels really painful and like risky pain. It just sort of feels like there's the most stiffness there. And I'll work into that for a little bit of time. But you do you, just find what feels good in your body. Great way just to free up through the lower back area. So finding a little bit of connection there with your core. Just continue to do that. You may even shift in and out of that gentle flexion and extension of the spine if that feels good for your body. And we'll do that for another couple of seconds. Just had a little bit of a poppy thing there. That was felt good. Okay, going to come down onto our back and we're going to do some knee circles. So I'll just demonstrate to start. Hug both knees in towards the chest and then let one of the legs go. You're continuing to hug one knee in. You're going to keep that knee bent, take it out wide and around, tap the foot down and then bring the knee up in towards the chest again. So we're going to do 5 in each direction. So the knee goes out and wide, tap the foot, bring it back up. So out, just as wide as feels good for you. Keep hugging that other knee in towards the chest. Do that one more time. And we're going to reverse it now. So the foot comes down to the floor. It goes out wide, back up and around. It's one of my favorite things to do. And the cool thing with this sort of stuff is you could do 5-10 minutes of it daily and you're going to notice a massive difference with how your lower back feels, how your hips feel. We're going to swap sides, so you don't need to spend hours of time doing this kind of thing to release tension from the body. Okay, reversing those circles. Might hear some clicks and some clacks. Just relax the shoulders down if you can. Awesome. Okay, we're going to come up into the hip flexor now. So I'm just going to fold up my mat a little bit. I recommend, even if there's no knee issues, just to give the kneecap some support. So we're going to be kneeling down on one knee. One leg's going to come forward, and you've got the option here, if you feel like you need a little bit of stability, even if you don't, I actually prefer to just have that leg a little bit wider. So from the front, instead of being in a nice alignment like that, I actually like to have it even wider. Even if you feel like you've got the stability there, I feel like I can just get a little bit more range happening through the front of that other hip. So you do what works best for you though. Keep the chest up, tuck the pelvis under. So think sacrum, that lower back area, think that down towards the floor. And then we're shifting forward, shifting back. Shifting forward, shifting back. So don't force it, just come as far as you can. And then when you're pressing back up, press through that front heel. So you're getting a little bit of butt activation on the other side as well. So we're going to come down, we're going to hold into that stretch for a little bit. Might feel quite intense. It's breathing nice and smoothly. Pressing back up out of that. We're going to do that one more time. If you've got the time, you could move in and out of this, hold for maybe 30 seconds. You could do that for up to 4 minutes if you've got the time. It's a really nice way just to free up through the front of that hip area. Free up the hip. Okay, coming down, holding. My little side kick here, aria. Okay, gently press up out of that. We're going to swap sides. Whew. Already feel that nice little release that's starting to happen. All right, let's go in and out of the other side. So just a little bit each day, a little bit of action each day required. You can make some really massive changes. Come down into hold, really positive changes in your body and your mind as well. Okay, pressing up out of that. Let's go one more time. Holding into the stretch. Breathing in and out of the nose if you can. So this is great if you do a lot of sitting. You're going to get quite tight through the hip flexors. Good, pressing up out of that. Okay, I'm going to go through one more move for each side. So this is a modified pigeon position. So you're going to line up the hip, the knee, the ankle, and then the same on the other side. So the hip, the knee, the ankle, that nice alignment, body's facing forward, and we're going to shift over that front thigh and then lifting back up. So you'll see here, I'm not actually using my hands. So we're hinging from the hip. It might feel a little stretch through the glute muscle there. And then I'm actually pressing down through this thigh to get myself back up. So there's a stretch and there's an engagement as I come back up. You can have the hands there for support if you feel you need it, but just seeing if you can actually use the body as the movement. We're going to come down and actually hold into the stretch, so now you can come down, relax into it. Coming back up, we'll do that one more time. Again, just like the hip flexor one, if you've got the time, you could do this. So you could move in and out of it maybe 4 or 5 times and then hold into the stretch for about 30 seconds. You could do that for up to 4 minutes, even 6 minutes if you've got the time. It's quite a long time to do it, but your body will thank you for it. Just relaxing down into that stretch now. Coming back up, we'll swap sides. Oh, you might even take just a little bit of a shake out before you do that, and then making your way to the other side. All right, setting yourself up. You may find that it feels different from side to side. It's pretty normal. I don't like to say anything's really normal, but pretty normal or common to have some differences or discrepancies from side to side, or asymmetries. I know this side definitely feels a lot less restrictive. Come down and hold into that. So just acknowledge it, notice it. Aria's got a good snore going. And of course, there's things that you may want to start looking at. If you are finding that there are really big asymmetries between the sides, maybe this is the way you're sitting or your computer setup. If you sit at a desk, might be your car seat, might be the way you sit on the couch. Come back up and then shifting in and out. It's just those little things of awareness, having that awareness, and then you can start to create that change if you want to, of course. Okay, coming down, holding, breathing smoothly. Coming back up and out, standing up now on your feet. You're going to do a little bit of a bounce around. So this is another awesome thing that you can do if you're feeling a little bit lethargic, a little bit low on energy throughout the day. Get up and literally bounce around on the spot. Shake your arms out. Get things moving through your system. Slowing that down. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that short, sharp hip mobility. I will see you next time.